Hello and welcome to the Amy
And Kyle.
Adventures podcast, also known as the AKA podcast. That's for Amy and Kyle.
Got that intro down now, haven't you?
Yeah. No, actually, it's not for Amy and Kyle. It's for Amy and Kyle Adventures. I got that wrong then.
Or Amy and Kyle Adventures.
AKA.
Yeah.
AKA.
You don't usually add the and in, do you?
No, AKA is good enough for me. Anyway, this is the podcast where we talk about all things mental health, marriage, and the most important, cycling, what we love to do. So, yeah, what's been happening this week?
Been a relatively busy week. In fact, it's been an exciting week this week.
Blooming heck, Kyle.
That skipped over my mind.
Big news, the new bikes are here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was literally thinking the other day how much our life has changed. From starting off riding, when you got me that bike from Halfords,
Yeah.
a little Carrera, still in the garage with a big, massive saddle on. Mm-hmm. By the way, sorry if there's any background noise, the dishwasher's on. We've gone up in life.
We are going away, so we need to make sure they're clean.
We've had 7 years of no dishwasher and we've finally got one. It's like a revelation, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know what that is.
It's gargling.
It's gargling at us. If you can hear that, I'm so sorry. It's not my stomach and it's not a burp. But yeah, I was literally thinking, like, we've come such a long way from that first bike I had, the little Carrera from Halfords, and not wanting anyone to really know I existed because I started cycling at such a low point in my life, to somehow, making that switch to wanting to be here and wanting to help others. That's why I do this. I want to encourage others not to give up on life. And now, fast forward to 2026, and we're going into is this year 3 of being sponsored by Pinarello? Yeah.
For you, yeah.
Going into year 3 of working with Pinarello, which is just absolutely insane to me.
Yeah, it will be year 3, yeah.
And this week we went and collected our new bikes, which we're going to be cycling around the world on.
Yeah.
I mean, what the hell?
Yeah.
When we got married, we didn't even cycle.
No.
What did we used to do?
I used to do a lot of walking, probably a lot more. I used to work a lot more.
Yeah.
I used to just spend 6-7 days a week working dinner, basically.
Yeah, we both did. I used to work 7 days a week as well.
No, but in terms of we didn't really spend didn't have that much free time.
No, we didn't.
Because our free time would be working and then we did go walking the dog quite a lot.
Yeah, we used to go in the Peak District a lot.
And go to the caravan probably in Wales a lot more.
Probably less tired than I am now, even though I used to work more. Well, not work more, because, I do work still, but it's just a fun type of work. Not all fun, but mainly fun.
Still work,
but I'm definitely a lot more tired than I used to be because I do a lot more exercise now. I mean, I used to always run and go to the gym and things, but I didn't used to sit on a bike for 8 hours or whatever I do now.
I mean, I'm certainly a lot fitter, but it's a different type of fitness. I think when I was working all the time, it was more like muscular. Now it's a lot more.
Yeah, you actually used to be more muscly, didn't you?
Yeah, I used to be a lot more muscly, yeah.
You're a little mountain goat now.
I used to be a lot heavier and musclier.
You did. So yeah, it was just crazy when I picked up the bikes, and I just thought, this is like, it always feels a bit surreal, but at the same time it doesn't. And then I think in 10 years' time I'm going to look back on this period of my life and be like, that was a real whirlwind.
Yeah.
Because it's just crazy to think that, you see these people online with loads of followers, but you never think it's going to be you. And I suppose I didn't really set out for that to happen. I just started vlogging us cycling Land's End on a Groats.
Yeah. Because
it was funny and because I wanted people to, I don't know, I just didn't want people to give up on life like I nearly did. And that's generally why I do it. And now that I get these opportunities from brands and things, it's just like an extra added bonus, and no one's going to say no to that, are they? So,
no.
Yeah, it's just crazy. But anyway, the bikes that we've got, you will probably have seen if you've watched the video of us collecting them, are the Pinarello F3. Gravel. And we've got lovely names for them. Mine's called Pickle.
And mine's called Gecko.
So Picky and Gecky are going to be roaming around the world. They do not know what's coming for them, those bikes.
Yeah, we've had a little test ride on them, can we say that?
Yeah, we've done one ride on them. That video will be going out next.
Fitted. And yeah, they felt so good, and it almost made me excited to cycle that many miles on it.
Yeah.
Because it just felt so nice.
Honestly, because I always get a bit nervous about... I remember when I got my bike when I did Tour de France, and the first ride on that, I was nervous because I was like, if this doesn't feel comfy, then, if you get injured or something, or if you're not comfy, it is an issue. It's a big issue. And I don't want issues. I've got enough of them in my head. But I was like really nervous when we went for the bike fit, and then I was happy that it all fit properly. And then like those first few miles, I was just like, all my worries just went away because it's so comfy.
Yeah.
Not that I don't know why I'm surprised by that, but I just thought, I don't know.
I think it might. There was multiple factors. The bike, the position, everything Dan put us in, the way the geometry of the bike is just felt really nice. But also like the few little changes we have made, and the 35mm tyres obviously made a big difference.
Yeah, we've put 35 tyres on, gravel tyres, so we've decided we're going to be riding with gravel tyres on the gravel bike.
I'd say they're more like road tyres, but they are classed as gravel tyres, aren't they?
Yeah, they're quite slick though.
They're quite grippy, but they're more like a grippy road tyre.
I like a slicky.
Yeah.
So yeah, they didn't feel like a gravel tyre. They felt like they rolled really quick, and yeah, I just felt really comfy. And then it just made me really excited. I was riding on that bike thinking, this bike is going to do 18,000 miles around the world with us, hopefully, if nothing goes wrong. So yeah, I don't know, everything just feels a bit surreal at the minute. Now we've got the bikes, it all feels really real, and we've only got, I think, 11 weeks until we go.
Yeah.
Which is crazy, and we've not even ordered everything we need, and that's stressing me out.
Everything stresses you out.
I know.
But we'll be fine. We've got a list. It doesn't take much to order stuff, does it?
No, but I feel like I want to order everything now and have it all here.
We are going to do that.
Yeah.
But it's methodical as well. You can't just go, I need to get everything here and just order everything, because it's not the way.
In my head, I just want to order everything off the list so it's here and it can just sit in the house ready and waiting. Yeah. But we've not had time to do it because we've just been really busy. But now the route is out, everything's sorted, so all we've got to do is order the last few bits and then just sit and wait.
The cat's out the bag.
The cat's out the bag, and yeah, just sit and wait basically to go and keep training.
Yeah.
I mean, this week, training-wise, we had an absolute nightmare ride on Sunday.
Yeah, freezing cold.
Jeez, so basically, Saturday we weren't riding because it was icy, and I had a 10k trail run that I'd had in the calendar for quite a while, and I thought, I'm going to do that because it's something different and it's fun. Nearly fell over on ice 3 times, so I wouldn't recommend it. Anyway, so then we were like, right, Sunday we need to do a long ride because we've not done a long ride this week. We were like, right, we're doing 200k. We looked at the weather and I thought, oh, God.
Yeah.
It was like 2 degrees, but it felt like -6 according to the weather, and I can confirm it did feel like -6.
Yeah.
It was ice, rain. We left the house at 8:30 in the morning, and we both just looked at each other after 10 miles and we were like, I don't know, none of us wanted to say it, did we?
We didn't, but at the same time, it's a bit like, we're not going to gain out by doing this today, like
No.
the full 200k.
So we made a mutual executive decision that it wasn't a day for a 200k, but we did do 130k, 80 miles. So we basically just rode for 40 miles and then rode back for 40 miles. But we did go to a nice cafe.
Yeah.
And they were so surprised that they gave us a free coffee because they said, well, hot chocolate for me, because they said that if they saw a cyclist today, they'd get a free drink because they didn't think they'd see any.
It was just torrential rain and cold wind, everything you could imagine, wasn't it, really?
We were basically the only idiots on the road.
We didn't see many about, did we?
No. But one thing I did learn is silk gloves, silk liners.
Silk liners.
Which we bought from the cafe.
I managed to lose one of mine.
No, the washing machine's lost one of yours, actually, because it's really random, but the cafe that we were in was a ski shop. And I was like, if I was a millionaire right now, I'd buy everything in this shop. Because there were ski jackets, heated gloves, everything you could wish for to keep warm. But all we could really, muster up to buy was these silk liner gloves that were behind the till. And they go underneath your gloves. And honestly, they made such a difference. But we put them all in the washing machine when we got home.
Yeah.
And I'm not joking. Took the washing out, and one glove is now missing. It can't have gone down the washing machine thing, can it? Is the washing machine got a tube down the back of it or something?
No, it wouldn't.
So where's it gone?
It's probably inside something, like a T-shirt or something, or a jersey, or in the side of glove still, or...
But I've hung all the washing out and it didn't come out. So your silk liner's been lost.
Yeah,
but I'll keep my silk liners around the world and I'll laugh at you when I've got mine on.
No, because I'll just get another pair.
The washing machine's got yours.
Yeah.
The washing machine's keeping warm. But anyway, other than that, training this week, I've had we went for a bike fit and then we did a ride after that. So we did like a nice 40-mile, quite easy but cold ride. And then I had a rest day on Monday. And then after the bike fit, the day after, that was yesterday, I had a horrible turbo session going to zone 6. My coach, Matt, is really testing me here because the intervals were 1.5 minutes long in zone 6. And honestly, I couldn't do it. I got to a minute and when your legs are just, you're on erg mode on the turbo and your legs are just slowly coming to a stop. And I was pushing with all my might and I was like, come on. But I got to a minute every time. I was like, I can't go any longer. So I had to stop and then restart and do the last 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And then the last intervals were 45 seconds, which I managed to do. But, when you just think, I'm covered in sweat and this isn't fun. And my legs are just full of lactate and you feel horrible. But then, after you finish and you get to that cool down, you feel the best ever.
It's not meant to be fun.
No, it's not. But afterwards, you get off the turbo, you have your shower, you put your comfy clothes on. I was like singing to myself around the house. I was like stroking Chester.
Yeah, it puts you in a good.
You just feel great.
And then a bit later in the day, then you feel tired again.
Yeah, then you think, I'm tired again now.
It catches up.
And dehydrated.
But, yeah.
And then other than that, I did run with my sister last night, which was probably not the best idea after the Zone 6 session, but I wanted to get a run in and my sister was round. So we did jog to have a chai latte. She had a Pepsi Max because she's addicted to it.
Yeah, I've decided to give the running a rest this week.
Yeah, what happened with your run?
I will do a run next week. But basically, so obviously we had the nightmare ride Sunday. Monday I had a rest day. Tuesday we did a bit of a ride after the bike fit. Yesterday I had a rest day. But that's because my work day was so busy. I didn't get home till, 7:15?
I don't think you can call it a rest day yesterday. You left the house at like 6 a.m. and you were building all day till 7 p.m.
And I got back at 7:15.
And you looked like a broken man.
And then I was having to unload my van of all the tools, obviously ready for the bikes to go in. So
yeah, because we're going away tomorrow to Tenerife.
So last night I was very tired and I just didn't have the time for a session. And then today, yeah, another rest day really. I haven't really had time again today, but
I think because you were building all day yesterday, it's
But
not...
going back to the running thing is...
The original question.
Yeah.
Circle back.
So on Saturday, before the expected 200, I did decide to do a jog after watching Amy do a 10k around Carsington, and I probably ran a little bit too quick and ended up hurting my knee a little bit, just through tightness in the muscles, I think. So I went for a sports massage and she said, yeah, it's extremely tight, probably knock it on the head for a week or so.
Yeah, because basically you went out all guns blazing, no warm-up.
All excited.
But you did a very fast 5k.
I did a happy, yeah. And I could have gone faster.
Did a happy what?
I was meant to say I was very happy with it. I still feel like I could have gone faster, but it was just like, yeah. I just really enjoyed it, but probably
You
went
did
a
it
bit
in
too
21
hard.
minutes. But
Yeah.
you did no warm-up or cool-down, so that's probably why...
No, I did a cool down.
You didn't
Just
warm
didn't
up
do the
though.
warm-up,
You should
yeah.
always warm up.
So
It's the number one rule.
It is.
And actually, I had a sports massage, and that was the thing I was thinking about was, for around the world, we're going to get so sore, our muscles are going to be absolutely pummeled. They're probably going to be, those muscles you see that are just, where people have those veins sticking out their legs and stuff. Should we'll have that?
What they call caracus veins or something.
Caracus veins or something, maybe.
like that.
I don't know, but anyway, basically, our legs are going to be dead. And the massage woman said it's really important that every single day you stretch before you get on the bike and after you get off the bike and like warm your muscles up because it will really help. So I'm going to try and get into that routine when we go to Tenerife because we're going to Tenerife tomorrow for 5 days, which I'm very excited about. I've never ridden there before. TD's on the cards, which is the biggest climb in Europe apparently. But I think if I do that in Tenerife before and after, it'll get me in a little routine because I always say I'm going to stretch and I never do.
Yeah, but you said when we was in Calpe, I stretched before and after every day.
Yeah.
I did. And my legs felt really good.
Exactly, so it works
So
then.
I can be quite strict in terms of the stretching, but we need to make sure we do it around the world.
Yeah.
Because when we're at home, I'm probably a little bit more slack.
Yeah, I'm not very strict with stretching. That's my downfall. But I'm on the ride and I'm thinking, right, when I get home, I'm going to stretch. I'm going to get home, I'm going to have a shower, and then I'm going to stretch, and then I'm going to chill. And then I get home, I eat a load of stuff, have a shower, I put my pyjamas on and don't stretch.
And chill.
And then just chill. And then I think I can't be bothered now. But it's just such an effort. But I do use the massage gun because that's less of an effort. And I think that does something.
Yeah.
So
Well, it definitely does something.
I try.
It is good.
But we won't be taking a massage gun around the world. So I'm going to be really strict with myself. I'm going to make a promise to myself that I'm going to stretch before and after every ride in Tenerife. And next week I'll report back and I'll tell you if I did it or not.
One thing I did find, though, is when we've done trips in the past, France and Italy, that the more you rode, obviously we did stretch on those trips, actually.
Yeah.
But the more we rode, the more your muscles got used to it.
Yeah, it is
so I'm
weird.
expecting the same sort of thing.
The massage woman, who's also a physio, she did say to me that your legs will kind of adapt and get used to it. Like when I did Tour de France, remember the first 2 weeks my legs were quite achy.
Yeah.
But then I got to like a turning point where my legs felt good, and like I was just riding every day and they didn't ache anymore. Well, they obviously did ache, like going up the climbs and things, but they didn't ache as much as they did in the first week, and they kind of, I think, just adapted and got used to it. And that was kind of a little mindset thing I did with myself as well. I remember when I was riding the Tour de France, if I started to feel achy or tired, I'd say to myself, my body's got to adapt, it's got no choice. And it kind of like helped me. And I kept thinking, mind to muscle. Put your mind to your quads. Whatever muscle I was using, I was like, right, put your mind to your quads, put your mind to your calves, and like really push from your mind to your muscle. And I don't know if it was psychological or what, but it helped. So I think it's like little tricks like that can help, but there's no tricking yourself that you've stretched.
No.
You've just got to do it.
I think the way I always look at it as well is it's almost like if you have I've noticed in the past, if I've had a big break from football and then I went back to football, then the next 2 days after doing this match or session or whatever, I'd be struggling to walk. Or like the running, your muscles aren't used to it, so then you struggle to walk. But it's like in going to the gym. But then once you've been getting to the routine of going to the gym or whatever, then after a while your muscles do just stop aching as much. And it's the same with the bike. You're on the bike all the time, your muscles don't ache as much because they're more used to it.
Yeah.
But so I feel like it's that sort of thing when you're doing day in, day out. But obviously stretching is very important to avoid injury as well, as I've learned.
Definitely. And another thing to avoid injury that I've been having to do every week is strength and conditioning. I've just done a session this morning. So I do things like one-legged squats. Obviously, this isn't like, don't go and do this, like get advice. I get advice from a coach and physio. But things that I've been told to do is like one-legged squats, weighted squats, like all and like one-legged things to like isolate certain muscles and things. And it's all about strengthening my glutes, which will help prevent strain on my knees, and basically just getting my body in the best shape it can be. Because I don't have much muscle on my arms, so I've been trying to do some press-ups as well. Because obviously, even though you're mainly using your legs, when you're on a ride, you are using your arms to hold yourself up. And it's okay like a few days, but when you're doing it for however many days we're going to do around the world, your arms are going to ache. Well, everything's going to ache. So I'm trying to build those arm muscles a little bit. I don't know how much I can make a difference in 11 weeks, and I am doing an arm action at the minute, which Kyle loves.
Yeah.
I'm doing a bicep curl action.
Yeah.
Do you
That's
like that,
one thing
Kyle?
I've been quite fortunate with.
What do you think about that? What do you think about my muscle size, be honest?
Basically like toothpicks.
Hey, no, I think I've got a little bit more bicep. Yeah,
I've been
I'm
with you quite a
tensing.
long
Can you see it
time
through my
and
top?
I can't see a lot of change.
Give it a feel.
I mean, flipping heck.
What?
The jumper's actually making it look bigger. There's not a lot there.
Let me see yours. Oh, jeez, it's rock hard. Listen. Don't know if you can hear that. That's me pumping on there. That's rock hard, that is.
Yeah, I know. It's just...
But it's not as big as it used to be, actually. They used to be bigger when I first met you.
They used to be bigger, but I used to be a lot bigger in general.
Yeah, because now now you focus on the cycling, you've got bigger legs.
Yeah, I'm still quite broad, as Dan told me when we was at the bike fit.
Yeah.
He's struggling to get me to fit nicely to the tri-bars, but that's just because I'm a bit broader.
Oh, yeah, that's another thing with the new bikes. We've got tri-bars.
Yeah, now it's actually the first time.
You rode with them for the first time?
Yeah, I nearly made the schoolboy error of, because I'm quite confident on a bike, aren't I? Like, technically.
And for anyone that doesn't know, tri-bars are basically bars that clip onto your normal handlebars and they go out in front of you, so you can rest your arms on them and you hold them at the top, but you can't brake while you're holding them. So you have to be quite confident and you have to use them safely, basically.
And I wouldn't recommend it in a group or anything.
No, I wouldn't have it in a group or anything like that. And the reason a lot of people use them for aerodynamics because you're down, so it's faster, less resistance on you. But the reason that we're using them is because it's a different position for us. So when we're cycling around the world, obviously our hands are going to get sore, wrists are going to get sore. It just gives us a different position so that we, not in the same position the whole time and hopefully don't get as sore.
Yeah, so you've used them briefly before.
I've used them before because I had them on a gravel bike that I took on Tour de France, which was a backup bike in case anything went wrong. And I used it one day on a really flat day. But then because I was so comfy on my little baby pink Dogma, I didn't use it. I only used it one day. But they do take a bit of getting used to.
Yeah, so when we went on the ride, I thought, oh, it can't be that bad. Like, I'm pretty good on a bike. And then I went onto him for the first time, probably a bit brashly, and it sort of like wobbles your front wheel a bit.
It does.
So then I was like, oh, maybe you just need to be really gentle. And then after that, I got the hang of it.
Because you have to steer with your elbows.
Yeah.
So it's weird because obviously normally you're steering with your, well, you're kind of steering with your shoulders and your hands.
You're sort of steering with a bit of both, aren't you, I think?
But on the tri-bars, you're kind of steering a bit more like with your elbows. It's weird.
Yeah.
But
you do notice a difference. It's nice to have a different position. And you do notice a difference, as Dan said, is when you go onto him and you're doing the same power, but then you go onto him, say, in a wind.
You go faster.
And then you just, you do get that natural...
Yeah, you feel like you're not using as much energy to go as fast, definitely.
Yeah.
And also, the in-between bit, you can have little snacks and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, ours is more like a mono bar, isn't it? So it's
Yeah.
like one piece that goes into a V at the end.
Mm.
Some are obviously dual with a gap in between.
Yeah.
But we've still got room to do stuff with that, so that's quite exciting. I'm really impressed with them.
I really like them.
The
And
bikes are amazing.
They're actually Pinarello ones, aren't they? They're like a new
Most, yeah.
Pinarello.
So it's their own, they've come up with themselves, so...
Yeah.
And Dan was very impressed with them, actually, wasn't he?
Yeah, Dan, the bike fitter, was very impressed because he liked how adjustable they were, apparently.
Yeah.
So they had to adjust mine to make them fit me better. But yeah, I'm really excited to use them. I'm glad that we've got them on the bikes. I think they'll make a massive difference.
Yeah.
Especially just for comfort. And I think we'll have to be careful, though, of not, when you're tired.
Yeah.
I think because you obviously have to be a bit more aware when you're on them. And I wouldn't not using them on a descent or anything, because obviously you need to have access to your brakes.
I think it's more for the days of sort of like where you've got a long straight road.
Yeah, the 90-mile straight road in Australia.
That's what I'm envisioning.
Yeah.
Every time I thought of the tri-bars, I was thinking that's what I want them for, because you can just get in a rhythm and just do that and get your head down and just keep ticking away. But
yeah. And obviously as well, I've just thought if we're riding behind each other, we're going to have to shout potholes and stuff.
Yeah.
Because you can't point when you're on them either.
But what I'd probably do is, if one of us is on the front, you're okay on the tri-bars because you're not worrying about braking and stuff as much. Mm. But the person behind, obviously, not be on them, so you can brake quickly. Or
yeah, it's all little things like this that can make a massive difference to the record. I was thinking the other day, it's when you're tired that mistakes happen.
Yeah.
And it's like something so small, like when we were we bike-packed to Prague last year and you fell off on a tram line. And we were tired and you just made the wrong move going over them. It was literally
like the last half a K at the end of the day.
Yeah, and we'd done a really long day, and it's just like little things like that. Just one little mistake just can ruin a whole trip. So in my mind, I'm just like, one of my main things when I'm cycling the world is alertness, of just being really aware of the road and the potholes and the cars, and just trying to be as alert as possible, and noticing that if one of us is really tired, if it's getting to the end of the day and one of us is tired, like just keeping talking to each other and just making sure that we're alert and aware. And, if we are getting tired, just if there's an option to stop early, just stop and sleep and go again the next day, because it's not worth risking.
That did just make me
silly
think
mistakes.
To add something to our around the world list.
What?
Physio tape.
I've already got that on my list.
Have you? Well,
yeah. Shall I read you my list that I've got so far? So basically, this isn't our full list, but we've both got a list on our phones of kit that we need to get. And I've just been like adding it as every time it pops into my head. So on my list at the minute, I've got... Hang on a minute. Oh, wrong list. Hang on. I've got so many lists on here. It's crazy.
I'm a list person as well.
I love a list. Right, so we've got waterproof helmet cover.
You can't go through all that list because I'm seeing how big that is.
No, it's not that big. It's all right. We've got plenty of car. We've got time. Don't you worry.
I'm just thinking about my rucksack that I need to hang out.
What do you mean your rucksack you need to hang out?
I've just give it a quick wipe down. Well, quick rinse in the washing machine.
We're going in like an hour. What do you mean we're giving it a wipe? Why didn't it need a wipe down? Is this your rucksack you're taking away?
Yes, because both of them are a bit dirty.
Right.
Because one that I've got a work rucksack now, haven't I?
Yeah.
And then the other one is...
Don't tell me you've been using your work rucksack is the rucksack you take on holiday.
No, it's absolutely not. That's why I'm cleaning the other one.
So why's the other one dirty?
Because it's just been in the garage.
Right.
With the bike stuff.
Is it my one?
It's the black one. VB.
That's mine then, yeah. Thank you for that.
But it's basically passed down to me because you've got your SIS one.
Yeah, but it's still mine.
Yeah.
Although we are married, so what's mine is yours.
Correct.
So, long story short, the bag is dirty, you've washed it, and it's now wet.
Damp, I'd say.
We're going in an hour.
Good
Do you want to go and hang it out now?
Yes.
While I read my list?
I'll leave the microphone here so you can't hear me.
Thank you.
Huffing and puffing.
Gee whiz. Right. Anyway, list for around the world. Carl, by the way, when we go around the world, you can't be, I hope your panniers aren't going to be wet. We've got waterproof helmet cover, quad lock, because then we can have our phone on the front of the handlebars, currency for all the different places. In the tools bit at the minute, this is not exhaustive, but it's just a few I wrote down when I thought of them. Chain checker, chain breaker, 2 pumps, 1 each, lots of inner tubes, spare set of ties each, 2 spare chains each, sorry, my mouth went weird. Gear cables, paintbrush for cleaning the bikes, foil blankets for emergencies, mirrors for our handlebars, not sure how Carl feels about that, we'll get his opinion in a minute, bungee cords for attaching extra stuff on top of the panniers, like water bottles or big water bottles for long days. Portable speaker, that is a must, and we will be setting up a Spotify playlist if anyone wants to add songs for us to listen to. A fly face net. Kyle's coming back. Have you hung out your bag?
The bag is hung out.
Kyle, before I move on, what do you think about mirrors on the end of our handlebars?
Not a fan.
But
I can see the practicality of them.
I know they look, they're not stylish necessarily.
It's not about style, I know that.
But practicality, having a mirror on the end of the handlebar.
I just put one on my helmet.
Huh?
Get one of them helmet ones.
Helmet mirror?
Yeah, the ones that stick off your helmet at the side.
I'd rather have one on my handlebar, thank you. Or you can have a helmet one if you want.
No,
you won't be able to, how would you
someone
see?
that we know that's done transcontinental and stuff said as much as they're not really a fashion statement, they are very handy to have.
Yeah, but go back to the helmet mirror. I don't understand how that works. Is that a real thing? Have you made that up?
No, I've seen them before where they have
You've
them
made
things
that
that
up.
come up. I'm sure
Yeah, but
I've seen
surely
them.
it would compromise the safety of the helmet.
I'm
I
not
don't know.
sure.
Anyway, I will be there with my lovely little fashionable handlebar mirrors, so I can little glance down. I can look at you in the mirror when you're behind me. I didn't think about that. Obviously, we'll get them for the cars, but if I'm in front, I can look behind and see where you are.
Yeah.
And that's an excuse for you not to drop me.
But
So you can look in your little mirror and see if I'm on your wheel
as
or
for
not.
cars and stuff, though, you do have your Garmin radar.
Yeah, I've got the Garmin radar, which is so good. They sent me one, and it tells you when how close the cars are to you.
Multiple cars as well.
Multiple cars. Yes, they had 7 behind me. I could see them coming past. Anyway, fly face net. How do you feel about that?
I mean, whether we use it a lot or not, it's definitely worth having.
It's a little net that goes over your face to stop
Yeah.
the flies going in your eyes and your mouth. More your mouth because you'll have sunglasses on. Foldable. Now this one is a must. Foldable rucksack for food at the end of the day.
Not a rucksack, draw cord.
A draw cord
Yeah.
rucksack. It is a rucksack. That's a rucksack. It goes on your back. What would you call it then? A draw cord bag that goes on your back.
Backpack, yeah.
A backpack is the same as a rucksack.
I don't know. You know what I mean?
It's not a big
when I think of
rucksack.
rucksacks, I think of
one of those little foldable
like the
ones.
draw cord ones.
Yeah, so it's a rucksack then.
I don't know what it's called.
Or
Well, I
what
know
would you
it-
call it?
Either way, we don't need to debate that.
Well, it's a bag that goes on your back.
Yes.
A satchel.
A backpack.
Anyway, a backpack, which is basically a rucksack. So that at the end of the day, when we're going to collect food, we can just take a little rucksack in. Well, one of us will, because one of us will stand with the bikes.
Mm-hmm.
Get your food, get your little snacks, whatever you need. Put them in your rucksack, your pack, your backpack.
Your draw
and then
cord.
you draw cord, put them in your draw cord, and then you ride with your draw cord to your accommodation with your food in your bag. Because when we did Prague, that was annoying. Every time when we stopped to get food at the end of the day for dinner, then it'd be a faff trying to squish it all in your panniers and open them all up. Just
Keep that in the side pocket.
yeah, sling your draw cord out and whack it in. So that's that. Shoe covers, obviously, lights, Garmin, fly spray and bike cream. That is a big one.
Certainly for me.
Especially for you, Kyle, because you get bitten like I don't know what. And me as well. We both do.
We both get bitten a lot, but I seem to react worse.
I wish you could have an injection that would immunise you from ever getting fly bites. Do you know what I mean?
It'd be nice, wouldn't it?
If there was an injection
I'd
that
have
you
it.
had it and had no side effects, and it meant that no flies ever bit you, like it was like it put something into your skin that repelled flies away.
I'd have that.
Maybe it would repel you away as well. Then I'd have that. Charger, multi-country charger.
Yeah.
That's going to be important. Physio tape, see, already on my list. Thinking one step ahead, Kyle. Plasters, Compeed, waterproof trousers.
Yeah, definitely.
I added that after Sunday's monstrosity of a ride. Sleeping bag and bivy bag. Wipes. That's something that's a bit of an issue for me, wipes.
Not so much for me.
Not for you, but for when I go for a wee, and a wild bush wee, one thing is don't drip dry on an endurance event because you don't want your bibs going horrible with, what's going to come out if you don't wipe yourself. But also, I give myself a wipe around and then reapply my chamois butter just because you can get a bit sweaty down there and that can lead to chafing and all
It's good to
sorts.
do that, even for a man.
So we're going to have to top up on wipes where we can. But that is really important. And on Tour de France, I think it's what helped me prevent me get saddle sore. Is I used to, every time I went for a wee, wipe around and reapply the chamois just to get sweat away. Sorry for that, too much information, but it might help you if you're doing a long event. Thermal base, I don't know why I've got that on there. This is a random one because I've not got any other clothing items other than thermal base. Obviously, it was cold one day and put it on. I put antibiotics with a question mark. I don't know why I put that there, but I think somebody told me to take some just in case one of you gets an infection.
Right, okay.
But I don't know if you're allowed to do that.
Yeah.
Air horn to scare dogs away. Now, we won't be able to take that on a flight.
But we won't need a flight.
We won't be flying until we get to Georgia, so we'll have an air horn through Europe. Because if I see one little dog, or more likely a big dog, so much as roaming towards me or running towards me, that's what I'm scared about, and trying to knock me off a bike, I'm just going to blow the air horn behind me and pedal as fast as I can and hope that it scares it away. And then, I don't know whether to say the last one because it's a bit private. I can say it. Period pants. If you're a woman, you know what I mean. You want some comfy pants at the time of the month.
On that note, we'll move on from the list.
What about your list?
Mine's not as long as that, but
Come on then.
I've not really I just write things sporadically when I just like puffer jacket.
Have you got anything on there that you want to share?
Well, buffer jacket you've not got on there that I have.
Puffer jacket, yeah.
Because when you have a puncture and stuff, if you're in a cold place, just to keep warm, stuff like that, or you're standing around for a bit, you need to keep warm.
Yeah, and I've also got foil blankets, so I can wrap you in that like a turkey as well. Oh, also, I've got some rules written down.
No, we're not going through all that now because I don't think we have the time. Because
Kyle,
I have got a few other bits to do.
Right. Oh, gee whiz. I told you, at the beginning of the week, we're going away to Tenerife, and I don't want it to be last minute packing.
What have I been doing all week?
I know you've been working.
Yeah.
So have I.
Yeah, but what time did I get home last night? And I said to you,
one night, yeah.
late.
But you've had all week, not just that one night. So what have you got left to do?
I just want to check that I've got everything upstairs.
What do you mean?
Because I've put a few things out that need to go in the rucksack.
So basically you've not packed?
No, everything's packed. My bike's packed, all my kit's in.
Well, your rucksack's packed, isn't it? Because that's on the Radiator.
Yeah, but that's my rucksack for today and for the flight.
Yeah, because we're flying tomorrow, but today we're going to London for the Pinarello refurb shop opening party thing. And then tomorrow we've got to get up at 3 a.m, but we can't complain because we're going to Tenerife. Can I ask you a question about your rucksack? Mm-hmm. What's going in that?
My clothes for later because I'm going to get changed before we go to the thing.
Yeah.
And like my flight pillow and stuff.
Flight pillow?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
The neck thing.
Oh,
you bought not.
Right, okay.
And my book and like headphones and stuff.
Oh yeah, you're reading a good book, aren't you?
Yeah, although I haven't got any decent headphones, so I have to use my old phone.
No, you can use mine if you want. There's little Beats ones I bought. Use them if you want.
Do you like them?
What do you mean, do I like them?
I don't think you like them, do you?
I don't like them, no. I've
yeah,
got my big ones that go over my ears. I'm having them. You can have the little ones.
Are they loudish?
Yeah, they're loud.
Are they?
Yeah, but don't let them
Because like
drop
them on a
out.
flight.
They do drop out your ear quite a lot.
Is that annoying?
That's why I don't like them. But they'll probably fit in your ears better because you've got big ears.
Well, put them in then.
Did you hear what I said?
I've not got bigger ears. I've got little
I think
ears.
you have got bigger ears. No, actually, I've got bigger ears.
Your dad actually said how small my ears are.
Yeah, I've got small little elf
Which I didn't
ears.
think could ever be a criticism, but...
You've got elf ears. But anyway, can I just do the rules? Because I've only got one.
Yeah.
Before we go, we'll have a list of rules because they help you to like not argue and stay married.
Mm-hmm. We hope.
Because you've got to put up with me
Yeah.
for quite a while.
I mean, I can be grumpy, but at least when I'm grumpy, I'm just quiet.
Hey, what's that supposed to mean? Well, what am I like?
She's like a bumblebee buzzing round, just causing havoc.
I know I'm not normal. We've figured out that I'm not normal, basically, and nobody is.
I think that was always a given.
But I have quite a lot of hyper moments. How are you going to cope with them?
But you also have low moments and
I do
angry
have
moments.
quite a lot of low moments as well. But I'm hoping on the bike I won't have as many low moments. But I think we'll have some rules around my hyperness, especially in the morning.
I am actually quite good with your hyperness when it's not in the morning.
Yeah.
If you can curb it in the morning, you know I quite like it then. Because I can laugh at you and stuff when I've woken up a bit.
So you like my hyperness when you need a bit of cheering up. But at the minute, we will add to the rules. The only rule I've got is floss your teeth every day is a non-negotiable.
That's the rule.
That's the rule I've got.
I like how that's the most important rule that she's wrote down as rule number 1.
That's the only rule I've got because I don't know why. I think I was cleaning my teeth the other day and I started getting all stressed because I was like, oh my God, my teeth are going to be absolutely ruined by the end of this trip because we're obviously going to have to eat so much so regularly. And it's so bad for your teeth. So I was like, obviously clean your teeth every day, but floss as well. Yeah. So I'm going to take 150 days worth of floss with me in my pannier.
I mean, floss lasts quite a while.
So I think I only need like 4 packets.
No, that's it. It comes in twin pack anyway, doesn't it?
I'll put them in your panniers anyway to slow you down.
I mean, there's not a lot of weight to them, is there?
No, not really. So we'll put them in yours. Anyway, moving on. In terms of mental health wise this week, how have you been mentally? One word to sum up your mental state.
Pretty good. Average, I'd say. Just level. I think
You've had a bit of work stress, haven't you?
No, it's just one of them where it's sort of like, we don't need to go into the details of it, but it's almost like you're always going to get it.
Yeah.
And you can't please everyone.
No.
So, yeah. There
But
was a
you've
little
done
bit,
well.
but then it all got sorted out and it's all fine.
I think everyone has stress at work sometimes, and that's normal. As long as you can...
It's not really, it was just a brief, it was literally like
Yeah.
half an hour of...
Half an hour of stressing.
Yeah, and then it was fine.
But I think the main thing is that you have something outside of work to de-stress.
Yeah.
Like coming home to your lovely wife.
That
And
creates
watching,
more stress
and we've been
sometimes.
watching Bridgerton,
We have.
which we love, so that's a good de-stressor as well. My mental state this week I describe as fizzy. I think I've been in one of those moods where my head just won't stop,
Yeah.
where I'm constantly thinking about everything all the time and it won't switch off. Like we were watching my sister, weren't we, at the athletics? And instead of just sat there watching and enjoying it, I was saying to Kyle, oh, we need to do this, we need to do this, or we need to do this. And Kyle, you were like...
Which in turn, eventually, I'm pretty good most of the time. And I just sort of go, yeah. But then at some point, I have to go, can you just... Because then it starts affecting me. Because then I'm like, flipping it, I can't enjoy something because you're just mentioning everything else that you're thinking of. So then it's like, flipping it, can you just sit here and just let us enjoy this?
Yeah.
But it's because you've got so much on your brain, but...
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I had this thing the other day where I was like, this is what the mental health note I'm going to leave on, I think, today, because we've got a short schedule today because we've got to go to London, is you were telling me about all your work worries when we were on a dog walk with Chester. And in my head, I was like, he doesn't need to worry about that. It's fine. It's all going to be fine. And then I was like, well, every time I have a worry and I'm telling you or I'm telling a friend, they're probably thinking and telling me, they don't need to worry. Like, she doesn't need to worry about that. That's all going to be fine. So now I'm like, oh yeah, when I'm worrying, I probably don't need to be worrying because your worry that feels real to you, I know you don't need to worry about. So it's about flipping that on myself and being like, right, would my friend worry about this? If they wouldn't, then I don't need to worry about it, which is a lot easier said than done because when you've got worries in your head, you can't just switch them off like that. But I think it just like made me realise, I was like, oh yeah, most of the stuff we worry about never comes true. And it's only me worrying about it, nobody else. So, yeah, it just might kind of put that into perspective of worry less, live more. The motivational quote of the day.
Yeah.
I love a motivational quote. I know they're cheesy, but I think they help. I do think stuff like that does help me.
Yeah.
Some people just think, oh, it doesn't help, and they just brush it off. But for me, stuff like that, like motivational stuff, when I really properly focus on it, does really help me. What do you do? Because you're quite determined for work, aren't you? Like you get up in the morning. Like yesterday must have been hard all day in the rain and horrible weather. And you didn't give up.
No, but I've always been the same.
What helps you to keep going when you want to give up, or do you never want to give up?
I don't think I've ever wanted to give up. I'm quite robust.
Apart from on Sunday.
No,
in
but
the rain.
I'm just quite... No, because I could have carried on. It's just... But I just thought for what we're gaining, I didn't see the point. But like, I don't know what keeps me going. I'm just quite robust, I think.
Do you have like a mindset?
I think I'm just too driven sometimes. And I think you can be too driven.
Yeah.
Because I think then it's not always for the best. But most of the time I'm just like, just get on with it, crack on.
Yeah.
Like, it's not nice, but just do it.
Yeah.
And when I'm at work, I've got quite a busy brain anyway, so.
Yeah. But then that like you said, though, it's not always a good thing. You have to let yourself rest as well.
Yeah.
So.
Which I'm much better at now, especially knowing that I'm stopping working in probably like 3-4 weeks.
Yeah, you've only got, because we're going to Tenerife, and then we get home, we've got, this is not good planning by us. We're going to Tenerife with Cams, who are a sponsor of Around the World. We get home at midnight on the Wednesday night. We've got one day at home on Thursday. And then on the Friday, we're doing a UK bikepacking trip up to the Lake District and round through Wales and back home. So we're going to have one day at home to pack our bikes. We've got to collect them because they're getting something fitted on them at the minute. Collect them, pack them, and then get an early night and start bikepacking. But although we'll be tired, that is good training for Around the World because we're going to be very tired when we do that.
Yeah,
So
I don't think it'll be too bad either.
Remember that
what we're
on
actually
Thursday.
doing.
So there might not be a podcast next week because we've only got to have one day at home and we'll be packing for our bike packing trip. But next time that we speak to you, we'll give you all the updates on how Tenerife was and how the bike packing is. Fingers crossed we have some good weather. Sorry it's been a bit of a shorter one today and it felt a little bit rushed, but we are going to the airport. We are going down to London and Kyle's driving. We'll get some good tunes on.
Oh, I'm driving, am I?
Would you want me to drive
I
your
like
van?
how that's always an assumption.
Well, I can drive your van if you want.
No, I'm joking.
But I don't think you want me to.
I'll drive.
I will if you want.
No, I'd rather drive than just otherwise get bored.
Yeah, and I've cleaned the house, so I think that's given me some bonus
What do you think
points.
I've been doing?
You've been to get your hair cut again, into another buzz cut.
You like it though?
Right, he went for a haircut. 2 hours you were gone for. Where the hell did you go?
Yeah, but then...
Honestly, at one point I thought, has he been abducted? I went on Find My iPhone to see where you were, and you were in somewhere else looking for something.
Yeah, for a tool.
You were looking for a tool?
I told you where it was.
Anyway, did you get my apples?
Yes.
Thank God.
See,
Thank
2
you
hours.
so
So
much.
she thinks I've just been having a jolly for 2 hours.
Are they jazz?
Oh, yes.
Thank
See,
you.
I went and got the dog food
You're the
for
best
when
husband
we were
ever.
away. I went and
You are the best.
sorted my van out. Then I was looking for a tool. So yeah.
You are a tool.
I know.
You married a tool.
So I was actually very busy while I was out. I think she just thought I was
And
having
also the other reason we've got to go is because I've got a jacket potato in the oven for Carl's lunch and it's looking on the edge of burning right
It's
now.
looking golden.
But I did put some oil and salt on
That's
it for
good.
you.
That's what you need. Crust it.
But I will tell you one thing.
What?
Because you love me, I'm your wife. I'm having the last tin of tuna with my lunch. You can have beans on that. What?
So not only did we go to
It
a
looks like I
cafe
just
the other
shot
day,
him.
I asked for cheese, beans and tuna on a potato. She just asked for cheese and beans.
At the cafe, yeah.
Yeah, that upset me. And
By
now she's
accident.
telling me I'm only having beans.
Well, you've not got any cheese because you ate the whole loaf, the whole
Yeah,
block.
over like 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, well, maybe you should have bought some. But it's all right with
No, it's
beans,
all right.
isn't it?
I'll survive.
I'll have half a tin of tuna if you want.
I'm out of
half a tin.
butter as well, though.
Oh, jeez. It's going to be a lean, dry bit of lean.
That's what I'm thinking.
Well, have you got any mayo?
I'll have a rummage. Yeah, I've got some mayo, actually.
I'll
That's a
put
good
some
shout.
mayo in.
Yeah. I'll be all right. It looks
We've
nice.
got a
innit?
tin of sardines
It's-
if you want that instead.
No, you're all right. It smells nice.
Anyway, thank you so much for listening. If you have any questions at all about our Around the World, we're doing it to raise money for Shout Mental Health Charity and we're aiming to raise over £100,000 for them. The Just Giving is not set up yet. We're going to set it up just before we go. But if you've got any questions, our route is now out. The link is on my last YouTube video and it will be on every YouTube video going forward. So you can go and have a look at our route. Let us know any questions and we'll answer them on the next podcast. Just put them in the comments. Thank you so much for listening. TT's the FN. Ta-ta for now. Goodbye.
Goodbye.